In 1937, doctors conducted a study that concluded when smokers changed to Philip Morris, referring to cigarettes, every case of irritation cleared completely and definitely improved. Hey, welcome to the channel. Glad you made it here. Make sure and like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this video, and comment down in the description if you like what you hear or you just want to join the conversation. All right, so scientists, doctors, government officials, just because they make a statement and they're supposed to know what they're talking about doesn't mean they get a pass on being able to say whatever without any supporting evidence or logical reasoning. Some people like me just want to know, how did you come to that conclusion? How do you know? I'd like to see or hear the evidence, the data, the reasoning that you use to make said scientific or policy decision. That's all. Evidence, data, whatever you have when it comes to masks, lockdowns, quarantines, asymptomatic, aerosols, droplets, those types of things. We should have or have used data or evidence to back up why we're doing what we're doing. Just because some specialist makes some statement, if you believe it without any evidence, you might be making, in your thought process, a faulty appeal to authority. They should have some sort of reason or way that they came up with that conclusion. So back in 1918, we had the Spanish flu. 2009, we had the swine flu, right? On both of those occasions, they did masks, they did lockdowns, they did quarantines, they did all of that stuff that we're doing right now. How did they work? How did all of those mitigation things work? Was it good? Did it not help at all? Additionally, what were the pros? What were the cons? What were the unintended consequences to some of those mitigations that they did? And again, were the mitigations actually effective? We have all this data. Dude, right now, at the end of 2020, we have 10 months of information when it comes to the one that we're going through now. I really don't want to say it, don't want to get this shadow banned. So I'm not going to mention that one there. Okay? But check it out. We have other countries. We have different cities that handled it differently, countries that handled it differently. Look at Sweden. Look at this. Right? We have different states, and they handled it differently. We can compare the way that they dealt with the issue, whether it, lockdowns, masks, all that type of stuff. We can compare all of this stuff, right? Now, I'm not talking about just taking two cities like Philadelphia and some other ones and just comparing those. That's just two cities. No, we need to look at all the information, okay? Because if I were to just pick two different cities, then I would be able to back up my conclusion based off of just two cities. So again, we're not talking about just taking two little pieces of information. They might just be arbitrary. We don't want that. We want overwhelming evidence if we're going to significantly change our lives. Right, now check this out. I've seen this on social media before. Somebody, makes some statement about masks or asymptomatic or droplets or aerosols or lockdowns or whatever it is. And then anybody who disagrees with them, they label as anti-science. Now, wait a minute. Help me out here. You make a scientific statement with no evidence, just pointing to some specialist, doctor, scientist, but you have no evidence to back it up. And then you call people that disagree with you anti-science. Well, dude, you're making two logical fallacies in one statement here. You got a faulty appeal to authority and ad hominem. You're just doing name calling. Again, where's our evidence that we need if we're going to significantly change our lives? Right? So now if we have something that is controversial scientifically, then it's really super obvious, since it's controversial, that the science hasn't been settled, that there's still work to be done. And just because some person who sounds like they know what they're talking about saying, well, we all know, or the science has been settled, that doesn't make it so. We still need some evidence to back it up. So just because somebody wears a white lab coat and got a cool name tag and some alphabet behind their name doesn't mean that what they're saying is true, right? Whenever we make those types of claims, we do need some evidence to back it up. Really, when the people on Facebook are making those type of claims and calling other people anti-science, well, come on now. You should have learned in 10th grade Science is an inductive reasoning type thing. In other words, the more information we gather, the more we're supposed to go back and look at what was our previous conclusion and should that be changed. So you do need to be careful of who you call a science denier if that's what you're out there doing on social media. Because if you think the science has ever been settled, you really don't know what science is. So it's time to update your internal definition of what you think science actually is. Just because somebody believes in what a scientist might say without any evidence doesn't make it so. Basically what they're doing is they're believing some statement with no evidence. Well, I'm sorry, but if you believe something with zero evidence, that's called blind faith. Now, if you're going to come and ask me to significantly change my life based on your blind faith, oh, come on now. Let's use some thought process when it comes to this, right? If a friend, a government official, some scientist wants me to change the way I live my life in a significant way, they better have overwhelming evidence, not just ask me to share in their blind faith. Until we, the people, get this overwhelming evidence, we should not allow others to delude us with persuasive arguments. Hey, I appreciate you watching this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, share this video on social media or however you share things. Comment down there, add to the conversation. Check out these other videos if you haven't seen them yet. Thanks for watching.